She's an American singer, songwriter, and actress.
Her first solo album sold 11 million copies. She has won 20 Grammy Awards. She's Beyonce, and here are her top 10 rules for success.
Everything that I've done, I've worked so hard from until my toes are bleeding and no complaints. So it takes so much hard work. And I think the more you have to work for something, the more you cherish it. And every time I think about doing something silly or something that's going to be detrimental to my career that I built, I think about all that time I've sacrificed in my childhood and my family and all the people expect. All that I've worked for, I could never disrespect the opportunity. Really, my references, I go back to myself and trying to better myself. So I'm really tough on me, more so than anyone else. I'm not a competitive person that walks in thinking about other people and how I can compete with them, or especially not my husband. I always was a creative child, and my parents encouraged it, and I always was doing something creative, whether it was writing songs or poems or making clothes or dancing, putting on shows, whatever. It was something creative. I think that's so wonderful for kids. I think it gives you so much confidence, and you just feel so good about yourself, and you feel like you can accomplish anything. And creativity can't be judged, so it just is great for self-esteem for kids. Progression as an artist is an important thing for me. That is what success is for me. I'm not growing as a human being, and I'm wasting time. And I feel like I always want to do something different from what I did in the past. I always want to challenge myself. I always want to have that nervous ball in my stomach before I go on the stage. That's how I know I'm doing the right job, and it's something still exciting for me. And I always want to challenge the music industry. It's kind of my job to create the new up-tempos. It's kind of my job to set the tone and to be the example. So it's sometimes risky, but it's the only reason I've been able to last for as long as I have in this industry, because it's really short-lived. And I feel like if people can predict your next move, it's just not interesting, and I'll be bored. So I'm bored. If I'm bored, everyone else is bored. I would say to continue to work hard and don't give up on your goals. And I know for me, like I said, I grew up watching my family struggle, and I grew up with a family that was successful but not born successful. And I believe with hard work and with a goal and love and positivity, then eventually we're going to be fine. I think a star is born a star. Absolutely. I think, I know me, I was born to do what I do. It's just too natural. For me to know exactly what I was born to do at such a young age is why I'm able to. Well, I was so young when I first started. It took a couple of years because I didn't know who I was. I was still a teenager. But we always wrote our own songs, and we always, had creative control. For one, because the label didn't really believe in us. So they were like, oh, let them do whatever they wanted to. And it worked out in our advantage because we proved ourselves at a young age. But I think the biggest thing is to, I would say, rehearse, practice, and matter if you're in front of it, wherever
they
you
say
have
it
to
takes
perform
10,000
hours
hours
to
to master.
Exactly.
You would agree with that?
Absolutely. And I put the same amount of effort into whatever, so did the other girls. It didn't matter what it was. And eventually it prepares you for greatness. So work. Sometimes we don't always feel beautiful. Sometimes we have our days where, we feel under the weather or sad or overwhelmed. And I know for me, whenever I have those days, I try to put on my best outfit, my best makeup, and my sexy heels. And when you look good, it makes you feel good. So I really, am a strong believer. When you're feeling down, you don't just stay in the bed and just, soak in that. You pull yourself together, and it is the beginning of overcoming whatever you're going through. There are many struggles in any career. This career, it's tough because you always have to try to figure out what to do next, and it's a lot of pressure. I do so many different things. I'm always being pulled in so many different directions. So the worst thing is trying to make sure I keep myself together and sane, and I know who I am, and keep my life balanced to spend with my family and my friends and still make time for my career. It's just trying to figure out that balance. It was very risky for me to step out on my own. I wanna leave my footprints on the sands of time. Being a young woman, I want to say to labels are satisfied with, tell us we're supposed to be satisfied with, and I'm just not going for it. I was Does everybody know who everybody is? All right. I'm Beyonce and I'm the president. So I just wanted to have a creative meeting and figure out, what the next direction will be. I booked the studio myself and paid for the studio myself, and I just had fun. I just did whatever I wanted to do. I was
Thank you guys so much for watching. I made this video because Chelsea Hilton